James Mangold, the director behind Walk the Line and Logan, is now tackling the iconic Bob Dylan biopic A Complete Unknown. Known for his ability to infuse both drama and authenticity into real-life stories, Mangold's approach to telling the story of one of the most enigmatic and influential figures in music history comes with a mix of creative freedom and respect for factual accuracy. In interviews, Mangold has discussed the balance he sought to strike in presenting the life of Bob Dylan. He emphasized that A Complete Unknown aims to offer a deeper understanding of Dylan's evolution as an artist and the complex persona he projected to the public. But, like many biographical films, the movie is designed to blend fact and fiction to serve the larger narrative, highlighting the mystery and mythos that surrounds Dylan's public image. In his interviews, Mangold was candid about the artistic liberties taken in the film. He explained that one of the core challenges in making a Bob Dylan film is the fact that Dylan himself has long been an elusive figure. Throughout his career, Dylan has constantly reinvented himself, and his identity is something that has always been more fluid than concrete. For instance, during the early 1960s, Dylan was known for his political activism and protest songs, but in the mid-single '60s, he famously went electric, an act that alienated some of his folk music following. Mangold leaned into this chameleon-like quality, opting to focus on the internal transformation of Dylan rather than a strict chronology of events. This approach reflects the idea that Dylan's journey was not linear, and so the film does not follow a traditional narrative arc. Instead, the movie uses a range of creative techniques such as different time periods and alternate realities to depict the various phases of Dylan's life, from his emergence as a folk singer in Greenwich Village to his transition into rock and roll. Additionally, Mangold made the decision to weave in moments of surrealism, symbolic of Dylan's often cryptic lyrics and public persona. These fantastical elements are not grounded in factual history, but they effectively capture the confusion and ambivalence that the public felt toward Dylan as he constantly shifted roles. This choice is an artistic reflection of the complexity of Dylan's identity and the public's ever-changing relationship with him. The factual aspects. Despite the heavy artistic license, Mangold ensured that key moments in Dylan's career were faithfully portrayed. For example, the movie carefully recreates significant events like his legendary 1965 Newport Folk Festival performance, where Dylan shocked the folk community by playing electric guitar. This moment was a pivotal point in both Dylan's career and in the cultural shift that was happening within the music world. The film also explores Dylan's songwriting process, his early days in New York City, and his relationships with influential figures like Joan Baez and his early mentor, Woody Guthrie. These moments are depicted with a focus on the emotional and intellectual weight of Dylan's creative output, with a particular focus on how his songs resonated with the political and social upheaval of the time. Another key factual element that Mangold wanted to capture was Dylan's refusal to be confined by public expectations. Throughout his life, Dylan has denied being a spokesman for any particular generation or movement, a stance that has often frustrated critics and fans alike. Mangold's film portrays Dylan's resistance to being pigeonholed, showing his continual evolution and refusal to fit neatly into the categories that people tried to impose upon him. The blurring of fact and fiction. One of the more innovative aspects of A Complete Unknown is its blending of fact and fiction in a way that mirrors Dylan's own relationship with truth and myth. By portraying Dylan's life through a series of imagined encounters, fantastical moments, and altered timelines, Mangold creates a narrative that reflects the sense of mystery and ambiguity that surrounds Dylan. Dylan himself has long been known for playing with the idea of truth and illusion in his songs, making it almost impossible to discern where the person ends and the persona begins. This dynamic is at the heart of Mangold's film. The film's approach to telling Dylan's story is, in many ways, an exploration of the tension between reality and mythology, a tension that has surrounded Dylan for most of his career. Mangold's intentions. Mangold has made it clear that his goal was not to craft a definitive, documentary-like account of Bob Dylan's life. Instead, he wanted to create a film that conveys the essence of who Dylan is, or was, at various points in time, without reducing him to any one version of the truth. Dylan's career, as Mangold put it, is filled with inconsistencies, contradictions, and transformations, and it was essential for the film to reflect that fluidity. At the same time, Mangold acknowledged the responsibility of handling a figure like Dylan with care. Despite the artistic liberties, Mangold made sure the emotional core of the story resonated with truth. The film doesn't shy away from depicting Dylan's internal struggles with fame, his relationships, and his personal crises, which were just as significant as his external achievements. In a way, the film is an interpretation of the complex truths behind the myth. In summary, James Mangold's A Complete Unknown takes viewers on a journey that is as much about exploring Bob Dylan's artistic legacy as it is about understanding the contradictions that make up his persona. Through a blend of fact and fiction, the biopic brings Dylan's transformative career and his elusive nature to life in a way that respects both the artist and the myth.